Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Thought I'd do a quick video here. About to go buy a little produce, some for dinner, and stop back up on my bananas. I've not been in a good banana place the last week or 10 days. I've been hustling to find them. A couple of my regular places haven't been too consistent this week, so just about to go out on a fruit run here in a few minutes, so thought I'd do a video. Um, I'm sure you've all heard that saying before, the not being able to see the forest for the trees. Just basically kind of like the title of this video, not being able to see the big picture because of getting distracted or caught up in the details. I see that a good bit, and that used to be my tendency a lot when I first came to this lifestyle. I was looking at all the little specific things and just obsessing over them so much that I just wasn't really seeing the big picture. I like to make a little analogy of it. I see people doing this with the gym all the time too. Everybody wants to jump ahead. Everybody wants things fast. They want to skip steps. They want to, I don't know, they just don't want to take the time to learn what they're doing, to go through the process and get there in the time that they're supposed to get there. I see it at the gym a lot of times too. You see somebody, they come into the gym, they're beginners in the gym, maybe haven't ever even been in a gym before, and they start jumping in and doing all these complicated exercises. They do supersets, and they're doing stuff that bodybuilders that train for championships do, that are advanced. They've been doing it for many years, when they would benefit from just doing a lot of the basic movements that strengthen the bigger muscles in the body, just to kind of get a base going. Well, it's the same thing with food, especially in the beginning. We just don't really need to be obsessing over all the macronutrients. Are we getting exactly this? It is something. I'm not making light of that, and I'm not saying it's not something that needs to be paid attention to, especially down the road. But in the beginning, you're just kind of like, learning how to do this lifestyle, learning what it's all about, learning how much you have to eat, actually training your body to be able to eat the kind of amounts of food that we have to eat on a plant-based lifestyle. So in the beginning, it's probably the absolute worst time to be obsessing over details. And I see that so much, and like I don't have anywhere where I can have discussions anymore because it just gets too much down into that point. There'll be a good discussion going, a good general discussion, and then there's always the person that dives down and picks the one detail out of whatever it is, and then the whole discussion becomes about that detail, whether this person's take on the detail is right or this person's right. And I'd say it doesn't really matter, because now you've gotten away from you've been distracted. You've gotten away from the subject of the whole. And I believe this in the beginning especially, that you just need to focus on eating enough food every day. Like if we're getting, calories aren't everything, but if we're getting a certain amount of calories, if we're getting a certain amount of food in every day, and we're mixing that up, we're eating different fruits, we're eating different vegetables, we're getting plenty of greens, we're getting a lot of different colors of the spectrum. For the majority of things, if we're getting enough food each day, we're going to get enough of the various nutrients we need. Now, somewhere down the road, yeah, you start plugging in the holes. Like I figure out, okay, I need a little bit more of this or a little bit more of that because I'm not naturally getting enough of that. I watch for the deficiencies. I supplement certain things, but these were things that I obsessed over in the very beginning, but then things I let go, and then things that I kind of picked back up as I got stronger in my lifestyle, as I started to see the whole big picture of it. I kind of floundered around a while, and I'd watch videos, and I'd go to groups like everybody else, and I'd get off on some specific detail, and I'd be like this, especially with the juicing. I used to be a lot more adamant on trying to juice every day, and to get certain minerals in and get plenty of greens here and there. But then I figured out with all the effort I was putting into and thought I was putting into the juicing, that I wasn't getting enough calories in during the day, because there's really not that many calories in juice. And then that's about the time I just kind of got into a mentality with juice, like that juice is bonus. Juice to me, is kind of like taking a vitamin. I'm talking green juice here now. With my orange juice, You know, with orange juice, you do have substantial calories in there, and that's a different story. But with the green juice, I don't even count that as a meal or calories or anything. I just kind of look at that like as a vitamin or multivitamin, multi-mineral that just boosts, you know, just blasts my body with all these good things. But it's not really food, so I don't count it. So I started, you know, then I started, that kind of took me in another thought process. And then this is where you know, about that time, I forget how long she's been on now. I started watching Tanny Raw's videos. I knew her a little bit from Instagram and another group online before that. But that was the next step. You know, I'm eating plenty of fruit, and then I started getting to where, okay, you're getting in all your calories. And then the next step was just, you know, adding the greens in there. And then all of a sudden, and here's a little quick tip that can take you right there, is once I started doing the green smoothies, you know, once I started figuring out, okay, you're eating all this fruit, and something's not, you know, you're still missing a little something. I was missing the greens. So I started eating the greens. Then I realized, okay, I still need to eat more greens. I figured out how many greens I needed to eat, and I still don't eat enough. And then I figured out how the seeds would even, you know, adding in chia seeds or hemp seeds would, you know, sit in my stomach a little bit longer. I was getting protein out of the hemp seeds. I'm getting, you know, a better omega 6 to omega 3 ratio with the seeds than I am on some of my other fats. So, you know, putting the total green smoothie that I now drink together, that was a huge step. And I go largely, you know, I still don't get into a lot of the details. I mean, my days are very, very, very simple. My days consist of fruits and green smoothies during the day, some juices during the day, but that's about it. And then, you know, a savory salad in the evening, and I mix it up, you know, every other day. I just recently took a little period where I didn't add any overt fats, but generally my pattern is of having, I probably have about 3 avocados a week. I would say 2 or 3 avocados a week. So yeah, and I have gone a long way on this. Now I know, you know, probably eventually I'm going to have to pay a little bit more attention to my supplementing. I haven't been as good on my B12 and on my D2, and I'm still looking to get a good magnesium supplement. Sorry to all the anti-supplement people out there. I will never come into your house with a gun and force one person into taking a supplement. So chill. But yeah, you know, that's it. I'm gonna stop. I need to go get my fruit now. But yeah, just don't focus. Don't worry so much about these little minute details, and don't wait. And it's also a time issue. You get so caught up in these discussions over some little minute detail that's really not all that important. You know, you can argue over it for 4 or 5 hours, a day or two if you want to, but it's just really not that important, and it's keeping you away from other stuff. So that would be my recommendation. Pay more attention to the whole. Look at the forest. Look at the forest and not so much the trees. Just try to make sure that you are getting in sufficient calories with a good variety of fruits and vegetables every day. Get a little bit of healthy fat, throw some avocado, throw some nuts and seeds in there. And yeah, just stop obsessing over the little stuff. Anyhow, hope you guys like this video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and hope you're having a good week. Almost the weekend. Peace.